10 o'clock, and I think we could start this meeting for buildings.
Okay.
And do you have anything to address us with yet, Nate?
I'll reserve my comments for after the meeting.
We preferred before.
Is it before or after or in between?
It's
Because
before, it's
If the
before.
rules are different for me than they are for the last meeting, we need to get the rules established so
They
they're
are
followed all
before
the
the
time.
meetings.
And when I'm speaking, if I'm interrupted, there's nobody in this room that can talk over me, so I will not interrupt you. If you don't interrupt me, I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah, so you have your time right now.
So there's no time other than the beginning of this meeting for this committee? There's no time at the end?
No.
Well, it was up to each
Okay, all right.
individual
Well,
committee,
if
isn't
you
it?
handle, if this committee handles things differently for another person sitting in my chair, it is a violation of my civil rights, and I will pursue
Right on,
prosecution.
Nate, right on. Okay, I think one of our major issues is, well, did you want to go on with your comment first before we start?
No, all my comments would be after the meeting, but since you
No,
guys
you're
won't allow
before.
that, since you won't allow that, I'll just sit here and listen.
That's good,
Well,
because I
think-
have things to do afterwards, and you have a tendency to rattle on too long at times. And
that
I
right?
don't think it's always necessary. So I would prefer you to make your remarks right now, sir.
All right, well, my remarks is, I believe your policies are unfair to the public and directed personally at me. I have directed no personal attacks to you as of yet, and if you continue these personal attacks, it's just no good for your position. I would encourage you to attend all committee meetings as such, because your absence in these other committee meetings is causing problems within the committees.
I attend all my meetings except for when I have something going on. I haven't missed a meeting except one. So that's how it stands. So I think we have a really serious issue that we have to address two actually. And one is the wall for the Red Garter Inn. And I heard that no one wants to touch it, but I had heard one of our employees of the village is checking into a contractor who possibly might address that. Okay?
Yeah, and that started, someone called and said a brick had actually dislodged and fallen.
Okay.
And so that's when Public Works put up, things to make sure people didn't go in there.
And that came up at our committee meeting.
It did.
And
Yeah.
Steve was going to discuss with the owner of Buckles, because it might be one big wall, just wider, and it could impact their
Okay.
business.
Yeah.
And then we also discussed maybe we should sell to the owner at one time. Scott Diana, when he was the owner, wanted that lot for
Okay.
wine coolers and that. And if the village really wants to get out of the real estate business, and I hate to see us expend money to get our building inspector, who's that?
Bowden County, top of the road.
Okay, up here, and then to also have Chris Holmes have to see how unstable the wall is, because we'll be expending money. And we're not getting any tax dollars, so we're getting like a double blow. So he was just going to just see and maybe report on Tuesday night
Okay. That's what I was hoping.
about
that
it,
was-
because
Yeah.
he does have it cordoned off, but
Okay.
those buildings were so tight
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
but we're the property owner, and if something happens right now,
We'd be liable.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you're right, time is of the essence.
Yeah.
Yeah. It almost looks like it's that top 3 to 4 feet that where the mortar is really
Letting you.
deteriorated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
So-
dear. Oh dear.
Well,
Is there tape around there again, Lee, too?
Yeah, I
I
know.
have it down here.
I asked him to, I know there's a barricade on the Fifth Street side, I asked them to put tape around it. I can go check and make sure they did.
Okay, good, we'll wait for Steve's report on that. Also, another issue, I would like to address the Nicola building, because that is really getting very dangerous, and he's not doing a thing, and one end of the scaffolding, I go by there, and that, it's not safe. And so, I don't know, is that, whether it's private or whether it's a business, it still has to be addressed. I don't think it would make a difference, would it, Dave?
Well, I think the big thing is the scaffolding's on a public right away.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think the village can say, you
Yeah.
have 30 days to remove it from the public right away.
See, the problem with, by leaving it up for 2 years, if anybody, other property owner that says they want to work on their building wants to close out their sidewalk or the sidewalk in front of their house, but the village owns the sidewalk, right? We own it, but it's up to the property owner to maintain it and pay for repairs.
Right.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then we better enforce the ordinance that says we own the sidewalk and not allow it to be blocked, because if everybody did that, then the people would be walking in all the streets,
Yeah,
and if there's an accident, then it's our fault. Yeah.
I've been concerned about that opening underneath the scaffolding for some time. Not only children could go in there and get hurt, but animals too. And who knows what they could be, animals could be just making themselves at home in there, which we don't need in town.
I think pigeons are going up on the top,
Oh, they have
and some of those holes too.
Oh, yeah, they,
Within the cornice, yeah.
oh, yeah, they go in there.
But I never verified this, but I was told you have to cordon them off that bottom, that the barricade is not adequate. That
No, I think it's very
we have to
unsafe.
comply if we are allowing somebody to have it up with the law that says you need to provide adequate barricade.
Yeah.
Did anybody talk to them?
I've talked to Lucy several times, and of course she said, we'll make progress on the building as we have time, but
But they've had a lot of time.
they haven't, it's to the point where they haven't shown progress.
See, last July, I think she said they were making a special part
Right.
because somebody took the top cornice.
Yeah.
So they were having it custom made, but it's a year later.
And I
So-
think they've been given a lot of time. They've had that over 2 years up there. They
Yeah,
would
I
put
agree.
scaffolding up at a time as they buy it. They'd be building it higher and higher.
Oh,
So that was over a year before they got all that scaffolding up. And they had time to work on it.
so
And if not for that special piece, well, just can't stay there.
what do we recommend to the council? Are we wanting to make a recommendation on that?
I think the appropriate thing is to send them a letter saying you have 30 days to remove it.
Yeah,
You are welcome to come to the council if you want, but,
Right.
or maybe even 45 days so they have a chance to come to the council. So, you have 45 days to present a plan or something.
But if, let's see, when's the next council meeting? That's 30 days if we make a recommendation.
Tomorrow's the next
Well,
one.
that's why I said
30 days.
45, that's why I said 45 days.
Yeah.
No, but because we meet every 30,
Right.
maybe 30 would be adequate. If we,
Yeah,
If
it's
the
exactly
council
30
agrees
days.
to
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
it
Then-
would be 30.
then we could leave it at 30
Yeah.
because school's getting out,
Right.
people are,
It's a temptation.
yeah.
I would say a month's notice is adequate. Because if they can sleep on it with that opening like that, I don't know how they
Well,
could.
now that the metal's coming off the top, it's more than just blocking the sidewalk. Our next council meeting would be the 20th. So it's more than a month. I'd say 30 days, period. And then if they need to appeal it, they could do so and get on the agenda for the next.
All right, Councilmember
next meeting.
Okay.
But if they don't appeal it, then 30 days and it's got to be removed.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say so, so a letter could be written to them, and who would do that? A Joe could do it, a letter?
Probably,
Yeah.
just have Tricia review it.
Mm-hmm.
And that, but
Yeah,
it's a shame they didn't get it repaired up there
I
and
know.
remove the scaffolding because we gave them every chance. I know when Tim Weiss was on the council, he said he doesn't want to slow progress. And
But there's no progress, that's the problem.
Yeah.
There's no progress, yeah.
I mean, we all encourage people
Yeah.
to do work and have a temporary barricade if they need to.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. And then, the theater lease. Did you tell me or a lawyer tell me that they were working on a lease from their side? Their attorney was drawing up a new
Yeah,
lease?
yeah.
Because ours expired, let's see.
So I haven't heard from Laura, or if her, I didn't get around, I got busy then on Friday. I meant to call Laura to see if they had heard from their attorney about a lease for the theater. But I
Right, but see, this lease that just expired, it says, we leased it for a period of 7 years, beginning March 1 to 10.
For 7 years, and wasn't there something, what about
So-
3 years, was it?
So on March 1,
Mhm.
2017, 2 months ago, their lease expired. So it's an at-will
Right.
situation, but because of the elevator, doesn't coffee enhance papers?
Sorry?
Doesn't coffee stains enhance papers? But it depends on who's drawing. If the tenant's attorney is drawing up a lease, it's in their favor. If a landlord's drawing up their attorney's drawing up the lease, it's in the landlord's favor. So we could look at theirs, but we have to protect the village's interest. And I just, when she, I believe it was Laura, mentioned that a 30-year lease, I thought, you don't have a crystal ball, and I don't know if we should encumber any more than, I'm like a 5-year lease, but maybe a clause if they raise all the monies for that elevator. We certainly wouldn't want to harm them if this building was sold.
Right, right.
There'd have to be some type of a provision to address that. But anyway, do you have a copy of this, everybody?
I think I have at home, yeah.
David?
I did at home, but I didn't
212.
have my big bag.
Okay, yes, you could have a copy of this if you wanted it.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure I do.
Because we have an inventory of the theatrical properties, what they're saying, so that maybe they, and that's part of the lease.
Geez, I don't remember. that.
Here, take a look at it if you like.
I'll see if I have that.
Yeah, I didn't get it since I've been on the council. I think I was interested in writing about the theater, so I was looking at that.
Okay. And what, how many years did it say?
7,
7, hey?
I just can't see any contract binding over 10. I mean, that's 2 terms.
Well, until you see what the language is, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Did she ask for the 30 then?
she has mentioned that, and I think it's, just simply their concern that they're spending the money on the elevator.
Do you want me to make a copy now before we
Yeah.
leave so you can?
Yeah.
But again, until we see the lease
Yeah.
itself, who knows?
I think a smaller one.
Well, and with options to renew, something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Instead of jumping into $700, with options that we could change it, it takes a lot, that's a lot.
Okay, great. It's old. And then, let's see. Because we're public buildings, are we gonna do anything with that kiosk in the park? Are we gonna try and rent it? Are we gonna just keep it closed? Are we gonna open it for public restrooms during the day?
Well, it is open during the day, the restrooms are open during the day. So Al Ayotte has volunteered to open the pavilion and close it every day. So it is open, the restrooms are open. If we could always put an ad in the paper asking for uses for the pavilion.
Well, I mean, we'd have to have some type of rent, because somebody might want to put, say, an ice cream parlor in the park, but if the rent's $800 a month, they wouldn't, but if it was $100, they would. So we'd have to fine tune. Now, the senior citizens decided not to go in there.
Too small.
Oh, they were going to for
Right,
the summer?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, they were going to before they moved on to 6th Street.
Oh.
That was their,
Okay.
and then why did they,
Too small.
just
I
because it
think
was
it
too
was
small?
I was told it was too small.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah. And no kitchen or, no
Yeah.
opportunity to put in the kitchen, so.
And that's another thing, what else would we use it? I think, and we already have such a great information center coming into Calumet and then at the park too. So other than some kind of a,
Food concession.
some kind of a concession, a seasonal one, because it would have to be seasonal just during the summer.
Because didn't you mention that somebody did try an ice cream parlor in there at one time?
No.
No, not that I know of.
Okay.
It just seems like in the winter, we should have a community ice rink outside and sell hot chocolate. And in the summer, maybe ice cream and have a few, like a jungle gym or horseshoe. I know they're using it for horseshoe already.
Yeah. It would be nice to have more of a park theme there too for young children and, and I don't know how they'd be able to set up, but the person who would like to do a concession, maybe they have ideas of, like Peggy had mentioned, maybe Jim Hughes, because he ran the concessions down at the state park
Oh,
at
that's
one
what you
time.
mentioned.
So maybe he would, or, I don't know.
I mean, it could be somebody that just
Yeah.
fell in love with Calumet and thinks it'd be nice to try
Right, something.
a business, and then if they had something there,
Mhm.
or it could be someone who sells jewelry or individual crafts, local products. So,
Yeah, the only way I think is by putting an ad, if anybody would be interested in renting the little pavilion, no, not pavilion.
Yeah, it's called the pavilion.
Yeah.
In the park for a seasonal business. Just put an ad in and see if they were and contact the village.
how much did we try to rent it to the seniors for? Do you remember?
I don't know if there was ever a number discussed. If there was, I don't remember.
Because it would, because there is power there, there's water there. And,
Did we ever get, speaking of water, the money back from the water company?
Yes.
that's good.
Getting expensive. Water, and then, let's see,
What else, I didn't
Let's
take
see.
any notes earlier, Peggy, so I'm not,
what other public buildings do we have? Oh, okay, the firefighters museum, there's an insurance claim on that because
The
Like
leaky wall. or-
25% of the ceiling fell down in the Italian hall room at the top of the stairs. There's a room that we have just for Italian hall artifacts across the street in the firefighters by Shooty's Bar.
So
That one.
their roof had fallen in?
Well, no, the roof leaked and it went and down the wall and 25% of the ceiling dropped, but it looked like the other 25% of the back half of that room was gonna come down too. So there is an insurance claim on that.
And we own that the village owns
Yes,
that,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
Okay,
And then we addressed the park pavilion.
yeah.
The theater, the only thing we're working on is that lease. And maybe for next month, if we find out if they have a lease and,
I will call her when I get home then, or if she's in, I'll stop in there
Yeah,
to
I'm
see if
surprised it's taking so long.
or
Yeah.
should we
yeah.
review our lease and compare it with, did we draw this last one up?
Yes.
Okay, if it was from our viewpoint,
Mhm.
then compare it and see if we can hammer out a lease.
Okay.
The town hall, why?
So, getting back to that firefighters, then if we, do they make a claim, or do we have to make a claim on their behalf?
I think,
for the insurance?
Wasn't, I
Which
think
was-
John Sullivan said that he told Joe about it and they were
Yeah.
submitting it to the insurance company.
Okay, yeah.
So it's
We
in
help
the
you,
works.
or-
I was here to pick up garbage bags.
We don't have any.
Oh,
Let's see, in the village, you mean?
yeah, I talked to Korean last week.
Oh.
It's right in here. So-
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's okay.
Interrupted you.
Good to see you.
Oh, yeah, you too.
Let's see.
So, do they make a claim then, the firemen, or do they come to the village already and do that?
Yeah,
Okay,
and so that, we just have to see
what it is?
if our insurance is covering it,
Okay,
that problem in that building.
so Joe takes care of that then, right?
Yeah, so we're not doing anything, we don't need to do anything more on that.
Okay,
I think they're opening the end of May, don't they usually have the school
Yeah, they're
children.
prepping right now.
Yeah,
well, probably the theater will be looking for their volunteers then too. Yeah, okay.
okay. The theater, the doors, the way they're peeling all over, and then a piece at the bottom.
Their doors, you mean,
Yeah,
or our doors.
Well, when I came in on that side, the bottom little cornice piece was off, gone.
Yeah.
And so all the doors,
Right, I mean, I know the theater is following up with whoever did the work on theirs, and then these two, we applied for that SEEDS program for the national park, and they should be addressing our doors in June.
yeah, but they used to always be varnished every year. And so
Is it on?
nobody did anything for years, and that's why they got in this shape. There was no need for them. And when you see things that are deteriorated, then it's kind of too late, you gotta kind of start over.
yeah.
So we need to start maintaining these better after it's fixed this time. Let's see, the sandstone, I noticed some of the sandstone by the pillars and that is eroding and little pieces missing. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I mean, they did some repairs to the portico. I mean, they did some repairs last year, and I don't know, they got a grant from the advisory commission, and I'm not sure exactly for what repairs that money is going to be used for.
Okay. And let's see, our village garage, they're handling everything. Primarily, if they get rid of the excess equipment, they'll have more space.
Right.
And then the DDA Polisari building, is that grant continuing?
Yes.
Agnich building, house, the cop spoon. Remember when it was Cliff? We used to get ice cream there.
Yeah,
Uh,
Schofields,
Yeah. What's happening with that? There was a problem with the wall, remember that Tom, the next door neighbor, was saying how,
No, I think he was referring to Alan Aho's building. That's my knowledge, the Agnes block is stable. So if Tom was referring to anything, I know he was probably talking about Alan Aho's building.
I'll have to drive by,
Yeah.
because, let's see,
Who's building, Peggy? You said Skufka's, but
You know, where Gallery Bohem is?
Yeah.
You know, that's, I think between, is
Is it
Alan Ahos in between the Agnets and Gallery Bohem, and
I'm
it's,
not sure.
yeah, I know.
I have it
say
like
that.
on the left, and then I have the gallery in the middle, and then,
Yeah, see, I think Alan Ahos building is in the
You're
center
probably-
between the two, between the gallery and the Agnets block, which is Skopka's.
yeah.
And so I think he was referring to Alan Ahos building.
Okay.
So, does the village own them, or does the DDA own them?
The DDA owns, Blackwell, Portland, and Agnes block.
512, those two, and
Yes.
we own the Mihalich
The
slot house.
DDA, I'm not sure if the village or the DDA owns that. I can check. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure either,
Yeah, I
But-
would have to look.
but if the DDA owns it, then why is the village getting the grant? Shouldn't the DDA have gotten a grant for their own property if we don't own it?
The
See?
village, we don't have a grant for the slaughterhouse. The
No,
grant is
no,
for.
I'm going back to, you said that the DDA owns Palisari, which is opposite James,
Portland, right.
and the
right,
Agnich.
Right.
But it's the village that applied for the grant.
Right, I mean, but the DDA is part of the village, and the grants can only be made to the village. They aren't made directly to the DDA.
The property owner.
Well, to the village, the municipality, right. I mean, the DDA as an arm of the village.
What does the deed say? I think we need to look at the deed,
Right,
because maybe the deed, you know, to whom was the transfer made?
I'm pretty sure it was the DDA, but, yeah.
But then, if they realize the money when the building is sold, because it's a grant through the village, then how do we square with that? We get a grant and we don't use it for a village-owned property to fix up, we use it for a DDA, then the DDA sells it, and the money goes in their fund instead of the village fund. And we need it more, I think. But we only have those 3 left, and some vacant lots, is that
That's
correct?
vacant lots, correct.
Okay. Where are our deeds housed?
It should be in the vault.
Okay. Maybe we should look at them before we leave today, what do you think?
I would give Joe a chance to locate them if he doesn't know immediately where they are.
Okay, I keep digging till I found them. I'm one of those, that you put off something and you don't go back to
Right
it.
down.
You know?
Yeah.
But,
Okay, so we should look at the land deeds of the property that the village owns, is that what you're saying, right?
we're not sure if the DDA owns these properties or the village, but if the village is getting grants in the name of the DDA, then if the DDA sells a building,
They'll get the money,
they'd have to, if they're the owner.
yeah.
And then, you know, maybe we should be spending it on the properties we do own, like the village garage, getting a grant to fix that up. See? So by giving it to a building that the village doesn't own or need to fix, because we're not gonna realize anything on that. Yeah, kind of twisted. Okay.
I thought, well, I don't understand really why, DDA has a separate account than us when they're affiliated with the village. Why aren't we all in one?
Well, because legally they have to be distinct. I mean, they have a tax increment finance district, so, you know, by the state law that creates DDAs, they are distinct, and then our ordinance makes them distinct. And
We should try and make money for ourselves too, you know, I really think, yeah,
Yeah. But we're not sure, maybe
yeah.
the property
No,
is in the name of the village.
I don't think so. I think they're in the name of it. Well, you're right. I mean, maybe it.
And if it is, then it's prudent that we get a grant to fix it up and
Yeah, yeah,
get things moving.
yeah, if they're in our name, yeah,
I,
okay, makes sense.
or maybe we should be running block ads and selling everything as quickly as we can, so the village could just focus on the key properties that we're using, the town hall, the village garage. That's it.
Who owns them? The park owns some of the lots near the Italian Hall then, or? Okay.
Two on either side.
And we own the center.
Right.
Okay. Boy, there's so many now, you gotta stop and think, between the park and the DDA and the village, there's different ones, and then the township, if the township owns some.
No, they.
Not right there.
Hope County Treasurer
Okay.
owns properties that have
Okay,
been foreclosed on.
wow. Okay,
Okay, that, now, we're talking public buildings, but the Italian Hall lot, that's like, is that a public building site?
yeah,
It's not in the historic district, which I just can't understand.
yeah,
It's the most historic site,
Right.
the theater and the Italian Hall site. Those are the two people who come here
mhm.
from away to look at. Do we need to do anything over there on that site?
On the Italian Hall site?
In fact, we got home late last night and did you see the letter to the editor?
About what?
Penny Benzie wrote a letter putting Mike Lottie's letter in context, explaining how, there's a 3-3 vote.
Oh, yeah, oh, was that recently?
Saturday.
Oh, no,
Last
see,
night.
I haven't been looking,
Oh,
no. I know she had on Facebook, she had,
No, she didn't, I think it was Saturday's.
yeah,
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
I was surprised.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And when you say, in terms of some sort of maintenance over there, or?
At the Italian site, is that what she was referring to, maintenance?
Well, she was referring to the vote to go with granite when there
Oh,
wasn't
oh,
any public input, nor was their committee speaking in unison that the tie was broken by a party from away that,
yeah, okay.
and that the council didn't allow it either.
Mhm.
And that, so I agreed with her. I like the public to know what's going on. I believe in the sunshine laws and tell everybody, and then they'll be for or against it. And I think it could have had a wonderful outcome if the public had had that month that our committee was going to recommend to the council. If they had it, they came through and they liked the black, then everybody be able to support it. But the way it was done, usually it's not what people do, it's just the way they go about it that makes it a problem. So, once again, the Italian Hall is a very divisive issue. But we don't need to do anything at the moment, right?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
I thought maybe she meant there was things that had to be addressed with the lane.
I mean,
there.
I read it really late, so I'll have to reread it when I'm wide awake, because we got home and then I unwound my reading.
I didn't get home till after 1:30 Saturday night.
Oh,
I was with Mo down at the
Oh.
lighthouse.
we were gone. We're in Marquette. Let's see. So do you think we should speak with our village attorney whether or not we should be drawing up the lease for the theater or take the one from them?
To see
What they
Laura
have?
has first, and then see, but I
Yeah.
think, I think that 7 years or 5 years would be a good thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean maximum, I would think of 10, but nothing 30. That's,
To me, we could always work on it to see how things are going, we could always make changes. But I
Right.
think to start with a smaller number than a whole big, that's a lot of years, but
how old?
Yeah, 5 to 7 years, I would say maybe. At 5 sounds good to me, and then see how things are progressing, and then we could always make changes. You know? But I will stop and see if she's here to see if, you know, because,
If she'd have something for the committee maybe by
I want
next
to
month.
remind her that the meeting
So
is
that-
tomorrow too. I've been reminding her to
'Cause
come
then-
to both.
uh,
Yeah,
If she had something for our committee by next month,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
it'd be like 4 or 5 months
Yeah.
before we actually had a
yeah,
lease in force again.
yeah, yeah.
And but nobody's going anywhere, and
That's right.
you know, sometimes the leases would be in our detriment. So maybe we don't want to hurry these things along. Okay, and let's see.
I can't think of anything else. I think we've touched all the basic grounds, but we just have to make sure we get a notice out to the Nicolas and wait tomorrow, see if Steve has addressed the, another
That wall.
contractor about the wall. So maybe tomorrow we'll have a little bit more information too. Yeah,
And then maybe for next month's committee meeting, we
yeah,
could pull the deeds
yeah,
and that. So next month we'll look at ownership.
yeah.
And let's see. Should we be looking at our ordinances that pertain to our public buildings?
I think that properly belongs to ordinance committee, which ones?
No, I mean the ones that are, you know, public buildings, dangerous buildings. If our public buildings are dangerous, we should,
If they fall under that category, yeah.
right,
Yeah,
just the ordinances under our purview.
So I
right,
will
I
have,
think you're right, I mean, we have an obligation to make sure our buildings are safe.
yeah.
Hmm.
Do they have to be checked every so often, Dave, the buildings every?
No, you can request the building inspector to come up at any time, and
Okay.
Todd is very good about it.
Okay.
And obviously, a property owned by the village or the DDA,
Okay.
we could allow the building inspector to actually go into the buildings. That's one of the problems with privately owned buildings is, he can only inspect the exterior of the
Yeah.
building.
Yeah. What's his last name?
Todd LaRue,
Okay.
I want to say it's Leroux.
Maybe it's, yeah,
Or
or
I think
LA,
Yeah, or is it LA, yeah.
yeah,
If you
or
go, if
LAX.
you go to the Houghton County website,
Yeah,
yeah, he'll be
Yeah.
listed there.
well, that's what, yeah,
Building inspector.
my girl, one of my friends, her baby was LaRue. And I think her brother, he's a single guy, is a contractor, yeah. And I think he lives out, maybe Race Lakeway, or, I'm not sure. But okay, we'll look into the, so I could talk to Corinne about it then?
I would
Or-
talk to Joe. Yeah,
Joe
I would talk
about
to
it,
Joe,
okay.
yeah.
About,
The
I'll
land
give you
deeds,
the deeds.
get
Okay.
the deeds for the land that the village owns?
so let's see. Let's recap our meeting so far. We're making a recommendation
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
to
yeah,
allow the Nicholas 30 days,
yeah.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
that the council send a
Tomorrow
letter,
evening, yeah, tomorrow
30
evening.
Yeah.
days to remove.
Scaffolding.
Yeah. What else?
And block the open holes.
Next meeting, we're gonna review the deeds
Hopefully we'll have a lease to review.
for property ownership and lease. In the meantime, you check and see if they're gonna have the lease ready, because if they don't,
What's the point? Well,
Yeah.
we can't, there's nothing to.
yeah,
Yeah,
But
I'm just
this-
surprised that it's taking so long. I mean, they've been working on it for 6 months at least.
and then we were also going to recommend, rent that building for the good building,
Okay, yeah.
weren't we?
kiosk in the park.
Yeah. I think that's a charming building, but it's useless if it's just shut up, so. And
Yeah.
I think that's basically,
So what about the theater doors? Who does that? Our maintenance man or who?
Well, okay, so the theater doors are their responsibility.
Yeah,
They
okay.
contracted with someone and apparently the work was defective and they're going back. The doors that are on the village hall, last month we approved, the National Park has that seeds program.
Okay.
And so they will refinish the doors under the seeds program.
Seeds program through the park, eh?
Right.
it'd help if we had a timeline on this elevator too, because wasn't it gonna be this summer and now it might not be done till fall?
Keeps
and-
getting pushed out,
and-
yeah.
And that, so if we have an
It
idea,
sounds like it's the engineers that are, the people who know how to do it.
Well, that, I don't know, what is delaying it.
Yeah, yeah.
let's see. And we have a list of our committees, because Joe was looking for a regular schedule when we're
Yeah.
gonna meet. Okay, so I think that's very good. And
Oh, you could still keep it to the first Friday if you want, yeah, Peggy, you know. Our two meetings, sanitation and the buildings that we've had for, what time? Was it,
sanitation was at 2 on the,
And then.
First
yeah,
Friday
our
and-
buildings was at 3 then,
yeah.
yeah.
We can meet whenever you, the chair, determine, but we were trying to come up with some kind of schedule.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I had a appointment scheduled for that, so that's why it was changed, you
It
know.
happens. It happens.
Yeah, but I'll try and be more diligent about it.
Well, there's some times where we might not have some pressing need to meet,
No,
nothing to meet about. If we know
no.
what we own and then we sell the properties we don't want to use for village purposes.
So we'll bring up,
Um,
tomorrow's meeting if there's an interest in renting out the kiosk or putting an ad to rent it out.
I think that we'll recommend to the council 2 recommendations to allow the Nicholas a maximum of 30 days,
Mhm.
maximum.
Mhm.
And then to add to rent the kiosk in the park.
Mhm.
But we did also, do we have a dollar amount?
I mean, I think the first thing we do is just to say, and invite ideas,
Yeah,
see if there's any interest whatsoever. And then see what the ideas are. Because I mean, to suggest a dollar amount,
For some reason, I thought we rented it to the seniors for 100, because it was gonna be used for the public
was
good.
that under the old council then too, because.
That's what we were trying to,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, okay,
I'd have to look that up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't remember, yeah.
yeah, okay.
We'll just see, if we're gonna recommend that we rent it, and if the council doesn't think it's a good idea to rent it, then we don't need to fine tune the rest of it either.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, right, and I think the first answer should simply say, we're looking for vendors,
Mhm.
and please come to us with your ideas, and once you know your ideas, then
We
you
can
know,
work it out.
you can, yeah,
Try and
you can,
work out the-
come up with a contract.
Okay, so, let's see. The first thing that we addressed at the meeting though was that wall.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
And Steve will give us maybe an answer on that too.
yeah,
Yeah, that
So-
was the first.
yeah,
So those are the two
So it was,
Pretty big things, really.
we discussed the wall
Yeah,
abutting Buckles Party Store on the village-owned lot side, in case it's a common wall. Let's see, oh, I have my minutes from our meeting in my computer. I just got to print them out from Friday, or the 10th. We had a meeting, and that's when it came up in our committee, the Public Works, which we're calling the Street Committee,
Did you
just for
meet, did you
clarification.
meet with Jim Camp then on the sanitation?
On the
When I
10th,
couldn't make it on that Friday? Did you meet then?
we met without him, because he didn't come.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So you and, who else then? Because there was you and I and Jim on that sanitation. So how did you meet?
I'm talking Public Works, not sanitation.
Oh, but I mean, did you?
We didn't meet at all.
Oh, well, that's
He's
what
the
I'm
chair,
asking.
he would have called the
I
meeting.
know, and he.
And it was
I didn't know.
canceled, I thought.
He canceled it then?
Well, you couldn't go and he couldn't go, and I was told neither one of you was gonna come, so.
Oh, I
didn't-
didn't know, because I didn't know if he, I said you could go ahead with the meeting if you were there. you
Right,
know.
but then Joe said that he wasn't gonna be there either.
Oh, so this is
And
the first I knew of it.
So,
Okay,
in fact, in our rules, I think one of our rules was committees can meet, and if a person's going to be absent, we can
Yeah.
meet without that person unless they want to be present.
yeah,
And if they do, then the meeting be
reschedule.
rescheduled.
Okay.
Yeah,
But like I told Jim, it was fine with me to go ahead and have the meeting because I wouldn't be there and I'd
Right.
catch up with them, you know.
yeah.
Okay.
And normally it'd be fine, but
Mhm.
if there was a committee that they didn't like the third person and they kept scheduling things and that person wanted to be present at their committee assignment, then it should be with the approval of all three.
I think I have a wedding that first weekend in June out of town. And I think I can, I'm not sure if we're leaving Friday or early Saturday morning, so it's just in Wisconsin.
Yeah, but you don't
So I
want
think-
to, you don't have to push things so tight together because we've got more than adequate to change the date. Do we want to make it a different?
Because that first Friday is the two meetings that I, sanitation and buildings.
Do you want to move it to the 9th?
Ninth then, yeah,
The 9th of June?
yeah, if that's okay with you guys.
Well,
Okay.
we need to
We gotta
speak
talk
with
to
Jim.
Yeah,
And then at the meeting tomorrow night, we could,
yeah.
if it's agreeable, then just announce.
Yeah, I did
and-
put that wedding in for that weekend because I know I'll be gone Saturday and Sunday for sure. But I don't think we're leaving Friday because it's just a Wisconsin one.
Okay.
So I'll, want me to call Jim and find out about if he wants to?
Well, we can just ask him tomorrow
Or
night
tomorrow, yeah, we can.
and that, because we have lead time, so we're not sure when our meeting will be.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And that, but
yeah.
if we're looking over the ownership and seeing if there's a lease, if there's no lease and he can't find the deeds yet, we could, maybe it's better to postpone it anyway, till we have that, what we're supposed to be working on.
Okay.
Does the village need that park, building in the park? Do we want to be doing something with it? Having a
Hire
celebration?
someone, or?
No, community celebrations, just have it at our beck and call to say, the village is going to have open air concerts like Warrior does, and offer something for the public. There used to be
Yeah.
activities in the park.
Yeah, well, the thing too is there's activities in St. Anne's Church.
Trying to say the Heritage Center has
Yeah.
concerts once a week.
Yeah,
Heritage Center,
that's always, I think on Monday, isn't it,
yeah.
Dave?
I think so.
Yeah.
they
So,
call it Musical Mondays.
yeah, yeah. So they have certain.
Monday and Thursday, yeah.
Mhm.
But before we say we want to rent it, we have to decide, is there any reason that we should keep it
Yeah.
for ourselves?
Well, you know, is it, then the Paskey Fest, is that on Fifth Street then? Did they move it out?
They're gonna move it onto Fifth Street.
Yeah, okay, the Paskey Fest will be there. Is there still Heritage Days or not?
No.
And when is the Paskey Fest? Do you know?
I wanna say June 24th.
Yeah, I think so,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then, so when we don't have that heritage, so is that Patsy Day the only thing we have in the park then? Or did we have another musical thing last year? There was a lot of.
Yeah, there was,
There was a musical
yeah,
thing.
they did a music fest.
And there was one group
Right.
in from out of town,
Right.
Texas or someplace like that.
What was it? Like a Main Street celebration?
It was a
No, I think,
celebration.
convention and visitors were sold tickets.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there were two, there was the one at Calumet Lake, and then there was the one in Legacy Park, but no one's approached the village yet about.
They're having a real big one down Lake Linden,
Oh, yeah.
I think
August.
it's canceled.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Jerry
really?
Mitchell
Huh?
Yeah.
was putting that together.
Who was?
Jerry Mitchell
Don't know.
from Carmelitas.
Oh, yes, he
I think
was.
that's the one
Yeah, because
that
my
might
son
not.
called me because one group was supposed to come out from out west, a bluegrass group that he follows all around.
Maybe we should check with Jerry.
Okay,
So he wants to do something here.
yeah,
Why not in Calumet? Gotta
yeah,
let people go down the hill, but
yeah.
I don't know if they finalized plans or.
They have such a beautiful park down
They
in
do.
Linden.
Yeah, they do.
That's
It'd be
what I'd like to
wonderful if
see
the village
here.
could
Yeah.
annex that Calumet Dam as part of our
Yeah.
celebration.
Yeah,
And in the winter, the
Side.
copper dog race with bonfires, with the
Yeah.
fireworks, with the great parking.
did you want to check with Jerry, or do you want me to find out, Peggy? I mean, it'd be nice if we had it here, not down there, if there was some reason, because that was a beautiful place, and they had a place for, your food vendors, you know, always
And they-
during 4th of July, they do.
Well, they have all their class reunions down there. They have the pavilions and the,
Oh, do they? Lake Linden, huh?
yeah, they have all these concrete pads with a lot of picnic tables and public restrooms.
I would like to see the Calumet School have something in Calumet, not always down out of the area. You know, if they develop that more often, or if they could develop our park area more, you know, it'd be nice if we had a nice pavilion there.
Oh, like a band shell?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really would be.
Sousa played in our park, Philip Sousa.
Did he?
Yeah.
Nice.
And Agassi, when the
Yeah.
statue was dedicated to him.
Oh, yeah, that was
The sea of-
nice, yeah.
People, yeah.
Yeah, and that, so we're underutilizing that
Yeah,
section.
because we have land there, and it's a pretty big area to throw an event there. You know, more picnic tables there, and,
What,
A bench
we
show
did
would be
picnic
ideal.
tables last year and a few stoves. I thought we wanted
There are 4 grills.
yeah, there are now, I noticed.
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
the 4 grills, but nothing to sit on.
There are picnic tables over there. Some
How
of them
many?
are not good, I don't know, at Esty.
Yeah.
Okay,
We could start developing that area. And it would benefit everybody, because there's those housings right there, the senior housings and, you know, low-income housing.
yeah, beautify
A
the
lot of
town,
kids, you know.
plant 500 miles of Japanese barberry like they have there. That's you two, you're the gardeners, I'm not. I transplanted weeds to our camp because I thought they were pretty. Yeah, maybe,
Yeah, I would talk to Jerry Peg,
okay,
see if you could find out for sure if they're having it, or if he still has an interest, if not. You know, so I wonder why.
we used to have 4th of July parades, and once you stop something, it's hard to start up
Yeah.
again. Now people go to Lake Linden,
What's Jerry's last name?
Mitchell
Okay,
and Sandy.
yeah. We haven't been there yet. Was there anything else we should bring up?
I don't think
I think that was,
Yes, it is 5 to 2 if we adjourn.
do we need a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.